Hey, Chris Everett. What's going on, James, buddy? Steve, what's going on, buddy? Switched up a bit today, guys. I'm at a local lake chasing some channel cat. The river's like on an extremely fast drop right now. So I'm going to give this a try for a few hours. I'll be back in the river Saturday night, though, for our show. What's going on, Big Bill? Steve Mosley, I just got back from Wisconsin and Mendota, and oh my God, we had the most unreal trip up there. We caught so many big channel cat. Like, I just know in our boat we caught close to 70 of them in like a 3 day period, anywhere from 8 to 21 pounds. So, hey, what's going on, Debbie? Haven't seen you in a while. Buck, how you doing, buddy? But now I'm back home, Missouri, and I'm fishing a local lake, and I'm in actually the lake's up kind of high right now, and I'm fishing back in a bay, and there's probably about 4 to 5 foot of water back in here, but it goes back into some lily pads. And I'm thinking once the sun starts setting, these channel cat will start moving up in here. So the fishing might be a little slow while the sun's up, but I think once that sun starts setting, it might pick up. So I know it's pretty toasty. That water, it's like bath water out there. Hey, what's going on, Michael Williams? Thank you, Michael. Yeah, I want to fish for a few hours So going on? Yeah. Tell me about it, Danny. This lake, I mean, it's all flooded. Usually there's a this point sticks out like another. Oh my goodness, probably another All right, guys, I'm back. 351. What's up? I don't know what happened, guys. I got really good service on my phone, so I got them getting ready to. What's going on, Catfish Viking? Add a little more lead to my one rod right here. What's going on, Greenwell? So I'm gonna see if I can't launch this sucker out a little bit rain in a few days, so I figured I'd drop back down. Well, guys, I do not know what's going on here. Usually, I get great reception here. I don't know. All right, guys. All right, here's the deal. Just keep doing this. We are gonna uh, shut this one down, and relocate to the other end of this lake. So, like I said, I don't know why. It's I'm keep losing service because usually I get really good service right here. So we'll keep having issues. We'll move elsewhere on the other side of this lake. So I mean, preferably, I would like to stay right here. Just guy have caught some really good fish, channel cat in this back cove this time of the year. Because this is where a lot of the bluegill in this lake come to spawn, and the channel cat will follow them up in here. What's going on, Jello? So yeah, like I said, if it does that again, and if I lose you guys, I'll shut the stream down, but I'll restart it when I get back a new stream when I get on the other side of the lake. So hopefully it'll got some stuff worked out. Hopefully it won't. Yeah. Well, like I said, I just completely lost everything, and like I said, I'm not sure what's going on, why I lost you guys, but my service is kind of fading in and out. So if it does again, we'll relocate. I was gonna head the river this evening, but like I said, my spots, one of my the spot I usually do on the weekday I go to is still underwater. So we might try to catch a few bluegill stuff to kill some time while we're waiting for a hit. Because as soon as I got here, I caught a couple right off the get go, a couple bluegill, and I've got some skipjack rooms. So I got bluegill and skipjack. When I first showed up, I was throwing a little jig, and I couldn't keep the stinking little crappie off it. Been great. They've been nice sized crappie, but they was all little bitty guys. Hey, what's going on, Steve Adams? So like I said, we'll give this just give it a while, see what happens. And like I said, if I lose you guys, I'll shut the stream down. I'll relocate to the other side of the lake where I've never had any issues over there. So it only take me about 15-20 minutes to get to the Danny. Yes, back corner is usually really, really good for channel cat. That's when that sun goes down. I've caught some real good channel cat in the spot over the years, and when I was sitting there, they actually got hybrid striper in this lake, and there were some hybrids out there in the middle. Oh, out there about 100 yards out there busting. But like I was saying, this rock point sticks out like another 30 yards, and usually the bluegill will just stacked up around me. Hey, Stephanie, what's going on, girl? Usually spawning hot and heavy around, and that's why these channel cat will move up in this back corner. And you don't go another, oh heck, 200 yards that way, and it's a bunch of lily pads. So, but yeah, had a blast in Mendota with Richard, Stephanie, and the wife, knocking the snot out of the big channel cat. But I'll be honest, I'm ready to get back to the river. Husky, I'm at Perry County, buddy. My normal roads, a lot of my bank spots right now are freaking covered. And Husky, you should see all the bass working right now. There's a ton of bass working around these points, blowing up on bluegill and shad, and there's some hybrids out there, low ways. I'm in the back corner, the back ramp. I'm hoping once the sun comes down, them channel cat will move up in here. But I will tell you guys one thing: I could come in here with a bucket of like sunnies or like some type of prepared dip bait and just clean house on a little pound, 2 pound channel cat. But that's not what we're after. We're after some bigger fish. So we've got fresh bluegill and skipjack. So hopefully that'll take care of. Hey, Gray's family, how we doing? It's an absolutely just beautiful evening. Couldn't ask for a pretty evening. Hey, Carmel Muncie, how we doing? Put the little wax worm on a little rod here and see if we can pick up a couple of bluegill in case we need them for later. Tell you what, them hybrids running around there, I'm half tempted to put a live bluegill on and see what the heck would happen. One thing about this lake is it's absolutely overrun with crappie. Jason Lamb, what's going on, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Uh, it's just absolutely overrun with little crappie. I mean, you can come in here with a little cork and jig and catch 60 of them in no time at all. But out of that 60, you might have maybe 10 that will be big enough to eat. But there is some big old giant red ear in this lake. And I actually need to take an evening here in the next few days and just concentrate on them big old guys. Skull Rush, how we doing, buddy? There we go. A little big bluegill for the bait later. Hey, what's going on, Uncle Jeep? Yeah, actually, when I pulled up here, there was a couple gentlemen down below me sitting on the boat ramp throwing night crawlers in the bottom. And they had caught several small channel cat, probably about a pound, pound and a half, I guess. So the little guys are definitely in here. Just a question: are the big boys going to come in? Oh, I've got 20 wonderful people already watching the rods with me. I'll let you guys know. This coming Saturday is our second uh, edition of our River Rats show. Instead of we moved it to originally to 7 o'clock, but we are moving it to 2 p.m. Central. Mr. Danny Stone is in Palmetto's Tournament of Champions for the Iron Cat later that evening. So we went earlier a little lot. We're gonna go do our show a little earlier, just so we don't interfere with the Iron Cat tournament and everything, and kind of consider our show a little pre warm up, and it will be on Creole Catfishing's channel at 2 p.m. And we will run until 5. So you guys have that to look forward to this Saturday. And Mr. D4 is going to give us a little history lesson on one of the spots he's fishing. He was telling us about it in our group chat, and I think you guys will really like it. And myself, I will be fishing. Danny will definitely be fishing, and I'm pretty sure Richard will be in. So, and we'll all be pretty much fishing flooded conditions yet, but the river is on the drop. So I'm very ecstatic about that. So I'm hoping here in the next couple weeks it'll get down to somewhat normal stages. At least, oh, come here. There we go. Nice little chunker for some bait. Got cooler. There we go. One good thing about here, getting fresh bait is definitely not an issue. Or just a little bit of sun already setting. I mean, it's already cooling off. Oh, oh. Let me hit your guys. We're hooked up, guys. Little big devil. go, guys. Little juvenile channel cat. We got the skunk out. So, so there we go. Got our skunk buster. Going on, subscribe to Dan. Please like. Well, thank you, Buck. All right, what did I miss here? Catfish fever. Yeah, I threw him in some really shallow water right here. It's actually kind of did to kind of give you guys an idea how shallow water I'm actually fishing right here. I mean, out there where I'm throwing, there's probably right now there's probably about 5 foot of water where that furthest rod is. The two closest rods are about 3 to 4, maybe about 3 to 4 foot of water. But that's deep compared to what we were fishing up in Wisconsin. And folks, I'm telling you, we were catching these big old channel cat, and literally anywhere from 1 to 3 foot of water. You would be sitting there, and you just hear a big old splash, and you look in that direction, and it would be the direction like where you threw one of your rods, and all of a sudden the rod just gets slammed. I mean, just double over. Richard already put out a video, uh, one video already, and it'll be a little bit before I get the couple I made, and I'm gonna tell you what, guys, you're gonna really, really, really like them. I mean, it's action packed. Well, thank you, Uncle G. Yes, we do. The heck of a start to our river rats show. I mean, the only thing that sucked wasn't actually during our scheduled hours. It was later on in the night, a couple moves later. But we were all fishing really high, tough conditions during our premiere. And that side I just threw back, that lake is loaded with that size channel cat. You can come up here like with some night crawlers or some prepared bait, and you can catch a limit that side. Here we go. He bumped it a couple times, didn't get after it too aggressively. More like a little bitty dink. But I tell you what, that was on skipjack again. I've got the two rods side to side, the bluegill head and the bluegill body section, and neither one of them has gotten hit yet. Like I said, I am kind of half tempted to put a live bluegill on just to see what would happen. But I'll be honest, I just brought my little lake channel cat box, and I don't have any of my big J hooks I would normally use for live bait. I've got little 5 and 6/0 circles. I wonder if I could set my bait clicker with that small 6/0 hook and see if that would possibly work. Tell you what, y'all, we got a small bluegill. We're gonna try that. We got a little bitty bluegill. We'll try that. Well, that's a little big for what I want. Now, don't get it wrong. We was heading the river. Woo, right there. Perfect size for river bait. Solo Texan, what's going on, buddy? Oh, Solo, the weather is absolutely gorgeous right now. It was a little warm earlier, but it's cooled down quite a bit. And we've gotten one channel cat already, so we've got the skunk out anyway. And we had another hit a little bit ago. So they're definitely hitting. But what's going to remains to be seen if we get into any good fish. So. Yes, they are, Danny. This lake is actually a really, really good bass fishery. There's some really nice bass in here, as well as hybrid striper. So there we go. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna reel one of my rods in. And I'm gonna put this little dude on there and see what happens. Put him in the water until we're ready to go. Alright, rig this guy up. But what I am going to do, guys, I am actually going to set my bait alert on this one since I've got such a small hook. Tossed him off. Let's see here. let's see what happens with a live bluegill out there. With my luck, I'll probably catch a ditch pickle. Not sure how good we're going to do Saturday, since we're starting out at 2. But I'm betting Mr. Jeremy DeFore will definitely get on some fish for us. He'll be in the boat, and he was showing the spot he was going to fish on the river, and I think he's going to do pretty well. Threw out that little brush pile, and damn, gun little bluegill got me hung up in there. Yeah, I still come up to this lake quite a bit and do a lot of bass fishing. A lot of times I'll take a little break from the river or something, and usually I do really well. I've caught several really good bass out of this lake over the years. My buddy Jason Husky, he was in chat earlier. He actually has a channel called Husky Outdoors, and he is a hardcore bass guy. He fishes the tournament circuit, and he sponsored by Pattern Tackle. You guys have to check Pattern Tackle out, and really high quality baits. I like to make fun of my buddy Jason though. When he's bass fishing, he'll send me pictures of nice bass he caught, and I'll be like, "Oh, cute, that's bait." But he knows I'm messing with him now. $95. Oh my gosh, Dan, we actually had oh my god, let's see, it would have been Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of last week. It was like 90 something degrees here, and we got up to Wisconsin thinking we're like 400 something miles north, thinking, oh, it'll be nice and cool, it'll be awesome weather. Heck no. First 2 days it was 90 something degrees. My poor wife, Stephanie, Richard, they all got like sun poisoning. And I was at like that first day we didn't have the bimmy top up on Richard's boat, and we put it up for the girls the next 2 days, and they still, Stephanie was just real gals. It was an absolute agony because that water was sitting there. It was still reflecting off the water. I might have to check that rod, that skipjack on it. Got hit. Little devil might have cleaned the bait off of there. So we'll give it a few more minutes and we'll see what happens here. Yeah, it's been the last few days. It's been like, oh, and come here. been in the 70s, and today it got in the 80s. But as far as the weather, it's been absolutely beautiful last few days. Well, we're just catching bait right after another. I'm gonna bring my kayak out here, here shortly, and I ain't gonna try dragging and drift fishing with the channel cat, and it's like triple digits in Arizona. Oh my God, Stan, you can keep that, buddy. I mean, Uncle Jeep, you can keep that. I ain't ready for no 100-degree weather yet. I do a lot of work in powerhouses and stuff, and we're already just absolutely miserable the way it is. Till late like October, early November. Dang. Whew. I don't think I'll be moving to Arizona anytime soon. Whew. I like my cooler weather. I like early spring and I like early fall. Like my wife, my girls, they love summer. They love the hot weather. Not this old boy. The only thing I do like about it gets the catfish fired up. Yeah, that river temperature got up enough now. I feel pretty confident about starting to throw donkey baits now. Oh yeah, Uncle Dude, yeah, you definitely know what I'm talking about, then, buddy. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I don't start getting hits on this other rod and cut bluegill for long, I may end up having to switch over to some skipjack because the two rods I did, the rod I'm getting hit on has been on the skipjack, which there's no skipjack in this lake, but skipjack is a very oily bait, and for channel cat, that's a good deal. Saying Pirates up 2-1 top of the fourth. Well, me being from St. Louis, I gotta be loyal to my Redbirds. Hey, cockeyed catfish, how we doing? All right, guys, we're gonna check that Miller rod. Like I said, it was getting bumped on, and I just wondered if that little devil didn't strip my bluegill off there. Yep, he got me. Yeah, I broke out my old 9-foot 10-inch whisker seeker. The medium action rod is perfect for these channel cat fishing off the bank. Reach out and we can pick up those real sensitive bites. Just want a few higher again, the national stream. So got you on split screen. Well, I feel privileged, Buck. Most baseball guys are like, that's all they want to look at. My dad's that way. He's a hardcore Cardinal fan, and game comes on, he's zoned in on that, and that is the only thing he's zoned in on. Shad works here really well. Oh, all right, Grace. But I didn't have my throw net. Wife's got my truck right now. My throw net in the back of the truck. I would have tried to get a few shads for out here. Like I said, I do really good shads. You know what? I've got some smaller skipjack. We caught at the dam about a month or so ago. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try these guys out. I've tried them up. We even took them up to Wisconsin, and Richard was catching channel cat off that skipjack. I mean, for the most part, we're using bluegill and sucker up there, and just little bitty, like thumb-sized chunks of bait. Yeah, I have to get a little bit here. I have to get the lights set up, and we got to see the rods. And I'm hoping once this sun really settles, that the bite picks up. Like I said, we'll be back on our show. Will be back on this week, and we will be starting at 2 p.m. Central Time. It'll be on Creole Catfishing and River Rats. Will be myself, Danny Stone Outdoors, Richard from Fishing and Freedom, and Mr. Jeremy DeFore from Creole Catfishing. We had a pretty good start to our show a couple weeks ago. We canceled last year because me and Richard were up in Mendota, and Jeremy was working, so it would have just been Danny. So I really enjoyed doing these live streams. I may try live streaming off TikTok one time. I know like Paz, Chunky, Ryan B, and all them, Ernie, Hog Snatcher, they stream off of TikTok quite a bit, and it's really seemed like it's helped their channel. So I may try live streaming off TikTok one day soon, just to see how that goes. Little bluegill out there, he's fussing around. Good, he's moving. There is a few flathead in here. They get introduced to like guys who go to the river, and they'll get in back home, and they don't feel like fooling with them, so they'll chunk them in here. And there's like a handful of blue cat in here too. That is absolutely right, buddy. or brand of fire because right now all four of us be in the water. Heck yeah. Like I said, I'm still not 100% sure where I'm going to set up. So Friday evening, I'm going to take a drive and see if I can't get back to some of my old stomping grounds because the river's dropping. Or I may end up back in the general vicinity where I was doing our first night. But the way the river's dropping, that spot's not going to be nowhere near as good uh, as it was. Oh, no, Uncle G. Heck no. He'll be on the bank. But Mr. We'll all be scattered out all over the place again. I'm way north of them guys. Probably, shoot, 70 miles probably north of them, him and Richard. Then and Creole's like another several hundred miles down Louisiana. Oh man. Boy, folks, this is day 7 for me with no type of a soda or energy drink. And I'll be honest, I survive on them things. I do a lot of driving for my job, work a lot of crazy hours. So I survive on caffeine and I chew. I know it's a nasty habit, but it's my one vice, and so I'm drinking 2, 3 energy drinks a day and Mountain Dew, and it cost me big time. Last Wednesday morning. Hang on, let me hit. And I was saying last Wednesday morning, and that was the day we was gonna leave. We left for Wisconsin, and I went to work for half a day. I woke up that morning about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and man, oh my god, my lower back was killing me, killing me, killing me. Started driving to work, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was like an hour and a half, 45 minutes for me to get to where I was working at, and I pulled over twice and threw up, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I get to work, and I was in the most god awful pain I've ever been in my entire life. Finished up that day, came home. We were getting ready to leave for Wisconsin, and I literally could not stand up right because I was hurting so bad. Well, the wife ended up taking me to the ER. Well, I had a kidney stone, and I've never had one. There was lodged in there. Doc shot me up for some stuff, pumped me full of IV fluid to help me try to pass it. Well, it was Saturday sometime before I passed it. But rest of Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday, I was in absolute agony, y'all. And doctor said it's probably a lot from drinking so many energy drinks and soda. So I'm starting fresh here and trying to wean myself completely off any type of soda or energy drinks. Except for my coffee. Gotta have my coffee. Oh my God, Grace family, 1 or 2 a month. Jiminy, criminy. Oh man, I tell you what, Grace, I've had broken bones, earaches, toothaches, whatever, and that was the absolute worst pain I've ever been in. And honestly, I thought I'd done something to my back, but it was that dadgum kidney stone. Whew, cockeyed catfish. Yeah. So yeah. So I'm gonna try to do better. Of course, I ain't not quite ready to give up chewing yet, but the coffee. I still drink my coffee, but I'm gonna try to stay away from the sugary drinks and all that crap. And I need to anyway. My blood pressure sky high anyway, and I need to get on to the doc and get on some blood pressure medicine too. God dang, Grace, son of a buck. Yeah, they say once you get one, it's a more of a common occurrence. I know my brother-in-law, he's got a couple bad ones. My nephew, he's got a real bad one. He actually had to go up to his area there and with a pair of like tong things to get the one out. And he said it was pretty unbearable. Uncle G, yep, gotta have my coffee, man. I'll drink a pot of coffee before I ever get to work. As soon as I get up like literally an hour before I have to even leave for work, so I can let the dogs out, drink me some coffee, chill out a little bit. But like I said, I got a pretty good little drive, so I got my great big old used bubble jug, and that's what I drinking away to work. Just on there, casting a medicine called on it, push casting out and regulate your blood pressure too. I tell you what, yeah, the doc got on me so bad, was like pissed because my blood pressure was so high. He said, if I don't get under control, I'm gonna end up choking out. So, which we left Wisconsin. I really do. I need to make an appointment sometime this week and get in there and get that squared away. Man, y'all, that sun's setting and it feels darn. Oh my gosh, it feels amazing out here right now. Need a big old channy cat. Well, I tell you what, y'all, I love my big blues. I mean, they're my favorite. But I'm gonna tell you what, those big old channel cat up there in Mendota in that shallow water, and Richard from Fishing Freedom will testify to this. Mark, catfish, crappie, Couples Cross, Chad, D. Oh, come on, here again. Them son of a guns fight just about as hard as any dang catfish you'll ever catch. I mean, some of them 14, 15 pound channel cat, they were fighting harder than some of the 20, 30 pound blues, you'll catch. daggum little devil. They're just. Yes, Grace, that is definitely a very, very accurate description. Uh, well, I tell you what, Danny, ugh, it was definitely an experience because my wife and I know Richard and Steph were definitely a little freaked out because how much pain I was in. But our conservation department had talked about for years actively starting to stock flathead in this lake, but they never did. I really, really wish they would because there's a lot of woody cover in this lake and the rock ledges and stuff. Flatheads would thrive in this lake. Problem is they wouldn't breed in this lake. There's no like actively running water in this lake, so they wouldn't breed. But if you would stock them in here, these things would get. I think they could grow to monstrous proportions in here. Like I said, there is a small handful of them that residential fishermen have released. And same thing with blue cats. Every once in a while, a big old blue cat will turn up out of the in the woodwork. But I tell you, the hottest time to fish this lake, like where I'm sitting, about there's a creek, there's a little creek there. I mean, it's just a wet water branch. I mean, there's a little bit of water comes in, but not a lot. But you get a hard torrential downpour, and you get up and out upper end of that lake, and you can absolutely rock the big channel cat. You come out here, rain gear in the middle of a thunderstorm raining, and you can just clean up on big old freaking channel cat. All right, guys, I'm getting a hit all on that skipjack. I'm gonna reel my one rod in here that's got a piece of bluegill. I'm gonna put a piece of skipjack on it. All right, cockeye catfish. I am. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at. I'm at Perry County Lake. It's a lake right outside of my town. It's about 400 something acre lake. It's deepest part of this lake might be about 30 foot up against the dam area, about all the way across the lake. And I'm in this back bay right here. There's probably about 5 foot way out in the middle. And these two close rods are probably only 3 to 4 foot of water. And then one rod is probably out in about 5. But this thing has got some really nice bass in it, some big old giant red ear, but it's overrun with crappie. Got way too many crappie in here. And I could probably put on a little jig underneath this cork. I might do that just to show you guys how thick these crappie are here. Let me hang on. Give me a second here. Now that I'm saying this, I'm probably gonna jinx myself and not be able to catch a single daggum crappie. But you can usually come out on these little points here and just catch one right after another. I mean, there is a every once in a while you'll stumble into a real nice crappie in here, but for the most part, they're all little 5 6 inchers. And there is a hybrid striper in this lake too. They actually stocked a hybrid striper in this lake to combat the overpopulation of crappie. And every once in a while, you will tie into a big old hybrid, but they're not doing their job. This thing, like I said, is so stinking overrun with these crappie. But it is one of these lakes that is a great, great place to introduce a kid to fishing. All right, got me a little peg float, little blue and white crappie jig. Let's see if I can pick one up. I'm not even gonna get off my cooler right here. I'm just gonna throw it off the side here and see if right here's what I was talking about, guys. Thing is full of these little crappie, just like that. Just lousy with them. And I ain't gonna lie, if it was legal here in Missouri, I would be using them little devils. That's fishing on credit on that one too, y'all. Like, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, here we can't even use here in the state of Missouri, we can't even use like bluegill head. I mean, I'm sorry, crappie heads or bass heads or anything for bait because they are game fish. But oh, oh, old devil's got my bait. Jello, unfortunately, not. Not here in the state of Missouri. I know like Tennessee and stuff, long as it's caught by like rod reel and legal in it, you can. But yeah, here in the state of Missouri, yeah, any type of crappie or bass cannot be used for bait. I really wish it could, because I have heard that largemouth bass makes really good flathead bait. Hey, what's going on? 217, Chucky Morgan. How we doing, guys? So far, we got one channel cat. We got one channel cat, and caught a bunch of bluegill and stuff while we're sitting here, kind of killing some time. We've been here an hour and 19 minutes, so we're gonna fish for a little while longer. So a couple more hours anyway. We're gonna fish for a couple more hours. Hadn't done live in a couple weeks. So, hey, what's going on, Lance? Y'all got to meet Lance when we was up in Wisconsin. Heck of a dude, man. Heck of a dude. Lance, me and the wife ended up going up there by the dog park Saturday night, and we ended up catching 5 really nice. Well, right there where the bridge kind of bottlenecks right there. Lance on the let's see, it's on the other side from the dog park. We was in that little back there where it starts to wide out to the marsh, and we ended up catching 5 really nice cats off the bank right there. If it ain't bait, catfish, it's bait. Even channel got subject. Hey, I have caught some nice flatheads off of channel cats before. Little like 10 inch or so channel cat. I've used them for flathead bait, and I've caught some really nice flathead. This lake does have a lot of bullheads in it, and like you can bring night crawlers up here and usually just load up on bullheads up here at night. They're not too god awful bad about hitting a cut bait. Now, if I would have bought some chicken with me, oh yeah, you'll wear them out on chicken in here. Yeah, Lance, it was a heck of a spot. We were sitting there, and me and the wife were sitting there, and there were several guys sitting around that bridge, and nope, none of them guys were catching crap. And we caught those 5, and we were throwing it back, and you could hear a few not so nice comments like, since we were throwing them back. Let's see if that fish comes. Oh, he was popping the crap out of that bait. Tried reeling down on him. I missed him. So I'm going to leave the rod alone and see if he comes back for it. Shell City, Missouri. All right, I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm about 70 miles south of St. Louis. Is where I'm at. If that might help kind of give you an idea where I'm at. Perryville, Missouri is the town we're in right now. What's going on, Josh, my brother? Weekend angler. He was up there in Wisconsin with us, y'all. And him and his family. His daughter had a phenomenal day. The last day we was up there. Right. Fish on, guys. Putting up a little better scrap. we go, guys. Nice little chunky channel cat. What do you think? Just freaking hog fat. Look at that thing. They've been eating good. So we'll get this guy back. I'm going to put a skipjack head on and see if it's a little big. But I want to see if that happens. And cook them and eat them. Yeah, which I do keep a lot of them out of here, Buck. Oh, wait a minute. That's talking about meatloaf. Okay. My bad. So the host family I was working, let's see, Festival at the Osage Wildlife. Okay. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, okay. Not nice for our neck of the woods, but what we just came from, it kind of ruined the guy. Coming from Mendota with them big old channel kitties up there, kind of definitely ruined the guy. But I wanted to get out and get some fishing in, and the river wasn't exactly cooperating right now. My spots are underwater right now, so I figured, well, I'll come out here and try to at least catch something. So far we've got 2 channel cats. So and so far everything has been off that one rod. Every hit has been off that one rod out in that main, way out there in that deeper water. But I've got a live bluegill, skipjack head, skipjack body section on that rod. So we will see what happens here. Make sure you guys can see all the rods. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. A little better. I'll get the lights set up here in just a bit, so you guys see what's going on. Yeah, what I was saying, that last day after Josh took his daughter Caitlin out, and little Miss Caitlin is already an accomplished angler for young as she is. She's caught some big old blues, and she caught her PB channel cat twice up there in a matter of just minutes. And I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, but I thought her new PB is like 16 pounds. Blanth, yes, I've got the years ago. I got the fish for silver salmon, but I want to get on some kings and cohos. I would love to come up there and do some salmon fishing with you. I get the chance. Cause them suckers, daggum, they fight. You guys seen them rods? Okay, 16 pounds. Just yeah, she's quite accomplished. I think she caught her PB blue last year too, and let me get the light out of there. Which I don't know how good you're gonna be able to see the rods. It's not quite dark, but every time I turn them daggum lights on, I'm not thinking about it. I turn it on, I'm looking right in the daggum thing. Now I'm seeing spots. Yeah, I'll tell you what, y'all. I do a lot of my fishing. I do a lot of catch release fishing. Except for crappie, bluegill, they go in the grease. But I go salmon fishing. Them things gonna be released into one spot, and that's my smoker. Yeah, fresh smoked salmon is probably like one of my absolute favorite meals. What's going on, Dale? Be hitting clean station soon around here to get the salmon roe from the charter boats. Yeah, you get them salmon. I know the steelhead and like rainbow trout would just absolutely tear that stuff up. A lot of guys I used to do a lot of trout fishing. I used to go to the White River in Arkansas and say, "Hey, what's going on, Mike?" And that's all they use. They just use a little tiny number 10 hook and a couple salmon eggs and a little piece of split shot, and they would just clean up on the freaking trout. Like even though when I trout fish, I'm a big artificial guy. I throw a lot of marabou jigs and stuff like that. And then it sounds crazy, but like fishing spots like Tanacoma or the White River for a trout, I throw jerk baits like I do for bass. A big like eight 8 inch long jerk bait, just ripping it real aggressive, and you'll catch some big old browns and rainbows that way. Yeah, Buck, it's amazing. Cause let's see, from 2016 to 16 to 18. I'm sorry, from 15, 16, and 17 into early 18, I was working in Iowa. We were building a big fertilizer plant up there, making really good money. And just me and my brother-in-law were living together, so we didn't have to worry about buying food for the rest of the family and everything. And heck, I was eating salmon a couple, 2, 3 times a week. We had the pit boss out there, and we were smoking that stuff 2, 3 times a week. I brought the ugly sticks and the Worcester Seeker with me tonight because on these channel cats, my Uncle Lou's, my Mad Cats are a little major overkill for these things. Josh, just in Lake, you and Heath will need to come up here to bass fish. This is a really good bass lake too. I've caught several bass in that 5 to 7 pound range out of the lake, and the biggest bass I pulled out of the lake a few years back was 8 1/4. No smallmouth in there, Josh, but like literally, you come into the entrance of this lake, Instead of turning, you go straight, not even another 300 feet. There's a narrow road that goes off to a creek. And that sucker got some really good smallmouth in it. It'd actually probably be one of the spots you and Heath come up to fish for me this summer, do some wade fish. Might be one of the spots I take you. Or I may take you guys to a spot. It's about an hour from here. It's a lot of fast water, but slick. It's slick, but man, it's got an excellent smallmouth population. Right now, they're saying possibly our state record smallmouth may have been broken this past weekend. A gentleman fishing the Gasconade River. Oh, that's about an hour and 45 minutes from me. A 7.76 smallmouth, or 7.9 pound smallmouth was caught over the weekend by a gentleman. Yeah, this lake here, it's just got your largemouth, your channel cat, crappie, regular bluegill, red ear, warmouth, hybrid striper, and like I said, there is maybe a few flathead, maybe a few blue cat that got thrown in here from guys fishing on the river and didn't feel like messing with the stuff. They'll toss it in here. So yeah, if that skipjack head don't get hit here, we'll give it another 6-7 minutes, and then we'll pull it in and we'll put a body section back on it. Oh, oh, oh. What you thinking? Right here. Right here. Well, we bumped that sucker a couple times, and that was all she wrote. All right, there we go. A little more light there. Yeah, like so far, everything has been on that center rod that's out in that main channel. I might switch this rod over this holder so I can reach out further with that longer ugly stick. That's a 8 foot ugly stick. This one over here. So I may reel it in so I can reach out in the channel and pull this one in here. Do a little switching around here in a second. Hey, what's going on, polar bear? Hey, well, guys, let's do that. I'm gonna rotate a couple of these rods around here real quick. I'm gonna try to get this one rod out here with that whisker seeker out in that main channel. All right. Okay, Rod's moving around. We're gonna see what happens. Hey, what's going on, Cujo brother? Yeah, I know you're still stuck up here in Chicago. Can't wait to get back down here, buddy. So far we got two channel cat, buddy. We're at Perry County Lake, actually. Our river spots are still kind of underwater. Bank spots so cool. We came over here to Perry County and we've been fishing. Not quite. We're a little over an hour and a half, and we've got two channel cat in. One was pretty decent, but yeah, like we got two channel cat in there, and we're getting bit pretty consistent. So I don't think those two will be the last we catch. So y'all in chat, my buddy. Boy, started loading up on that rod. Hey, y'all, just in chat, my buddy Cujo there, he pretty much like my little brother. We went through grade school, high school together, and we were pretty much inseparable. And we both ran track and cross country, all that, and worked together for several years. And like I said, we don't get to fish and hunt together as much as we do, and we'd like to, but yeah, you guys will see him on some of the live streams this summer. He's been on a few of the live streams already with me and some of my videos. So y'all like to catch one of these big old monster channel cat are in here. We've caught them in here in the 20s and up in the upper 20s out of this lake. Here in another week or two, couple weeks, I'll go to the opposite end of the lake where the dam is. There's a bunch of big riprap, and you get on that riprap and take a cork, and put cut bait, whatever, and set it about 3 to 4 foot deep, and just throw it literally just feet off the bank, and you can just light these channel cat up sometimes. If that bite starts firing up like it has in the past, I'll try to get out there one night and do a live stream, get some lighted bobbers or something, and try to do a live stream that way. But I really wish there's a creek. I mean, literally not even a mile from where I'm sitting. It's got some real nice flathead in it, but the service is sketchy at best. And I would love to be able to take you guys out there one night, and it's full of big old channel cat too. Some big old channel cat in there, and I'd like to do it live out there. But like I said, the service is sketchy at best. So. Cujo, I am using bluegill and skipjack, and both cats so far come off a cut skipjack. Like I said, there's no skipjack in this lake, but skipjack's real oily. And I'll be honest, channel cat are not exactly the most picky eaters in the world. I mean, your bigger ones are. I mean, they're a little more particular, but they're not like a blue or flat. They're not as near as picky about what they eat. I would say we're still about a month out from our spawn. Let's see, the May, June. No, about a month and a half out. I'd say before everything starts going to spawn around here. Now they will go to spawn. The channel cat will go to spawn in this lake a lot quicker than they will the creek or the river because it's just going to warm up that much faster. But like I said, the river, I think we got about a good month and a half yet for the spawn, and I am not looking forward to spawn. Don't get me wrong, you can still catch fish on the spawn. I mean, it's a big misconception. People say you're wasting your time fishing on spawn, but I mean they don't all go to spawn at the same time. I mean, so you grind it out, you can still pick up fish going to spawn. It's just a lot tougher fishing. All right, guys, I'm getting a hit on the outside rod, and I'm getting a hit on this rod. Back off and see if they come back. That one, he was hitting that prod really, really good. And I threw a, when I was pulling my live bluegill and come off, so I ended up cutting the head of it off. Oh, dang, there it went again. Pop the crap. Boy, he knocked the snot out of that. He didn't hook himself. Any geese? Yeah, actually there is. When I didn't see a single goose out here this time. But what I have had to do before on these channel casts, they can hit kind of funky sometimes. I've had to engage my bait clicker and let it run with it, then lock down on, let it load up, and then I can reel them down with these circle hooks. Because sometimes they get to hit really, really funky like this, and they just. And that's one of the reasons I like this big, long whisker seeker. Because them suckers will hit that thing, and they will. It's limber enough where they don't feel it like loading up. Yeah, like I said, you can come out here with the more traditional baits like chicken livers and stink baits and clean house and anything. I mean, we're talking like one right after another. But most of about 90% of them are going to be in that low 2 pound under range. So I usually kind of steer clear of those type of baits, unless I'm coming out here to get a mess of them. Oh, boy, just did it again. I engaged the clicker in that one. Hopefully he'll take off and run with it. Then I can, if he starts running with it, I can pick the rod up, disengage it, and reel down on him. Holy crap, we hit 100 hook sets. Congratulations, Grace. Yeah, YouTube can be a grind. Especially if you do it the right way. Because I'm going to be, I don't know, might piss a lot of folks off, but there's been a lot of this sub to sub crap, buying subs lately going on in the community. I'm not a, I don't know. I don't think that's the way it should be. I mean, just put your time in, grind it out, you know, because you can buy all these subs and everything, but what good is it going to do you in the future? You're not going to get your watch hours. You're not going to get your views. Yeah, you're going to get that instant gratification, but you're not going to get the what you need for the longevity of your channel. Oh, God dang. Been getting a lot of that tonight. Well, you're getting that, you know, pat, 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 you know. Absolutely right, Grace. Absolutely right. But that one fish over here, boy, he hit that sucker, was hitting the crap out of it. Now he's just kind of backed up. I got a bluegill head. I wouldn't think he got it off the hook, but he might have. I might have to pull that in. Going to have a video of Devin playing football Friday night. Should have some fishing up this week. Excellent, man. Hopefully we'll have a. There we go. Okay, he's hitting it. Oh, dang it. Dang it, y'all. Boy, you was stripping that stuff. We'll get this sucker back out there and maybe we can nail him. Finally got my head. Bluegill head there. Get a body chunk on there real quick. Hurry up, get that back out there. Hopefully he's still in the neighborhood. I felt that fish for a second. That fish had a little weight to it. Starting off this Andy. Dang. Superman football. Oh, oh. Sucker ain't playing fair, y'all. They're not, what is going on, Brian B, my brother? What's up? Yeah, Brian, we changed up a little bit. We can't look like we're chasing channel cat tonight. Got two so far. We got two channel cats so far. And we're getting hits. We're getting lots of. I just lost him. Felt like a pretty good fish. Knocked the crap out of a big bluegill head. And two outside rod, I've got skipjack on it. And one in the middle keeps getting hit, but he won't commit. And the other rod, it got hit earlier, but it had not gotten touched again. So I'm kind of wondering maybe if that fish didn't get that bait. But the bite's definitely picking up. They're starting to move up in this shallow water. Hopefully we get some big channel cat move up in here. Fish for an hour or two longer, maybe. We'll, might fish for a couple more hours if the bite keeps. If we still keep catching fish, you know. One good thing about this place, I'm not too terribly far from home. Hey, real time, Mr. John, how we doing? All right, I'm gonna check the bait on these two rods right here. Like I said, they got hit, and not sure. Maybe the fish may have got it. I don't see him getting that skipjack head off there. but we may switch to like some body sections to see if we can ensure the hookup a little bit. Yeah, skipjack has definitely been my go-to lately, and on the river for sure. It's been outperforming everything, like the carp, everything. But now with the weather been getting hotter, I started doing really, really good on the carp when the water starts getting up in the 70s. Common carp, buffalo is like one of my go-tos on the river. Yep, got my bait. Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. Okay. Just dropped a bunch of slack in my line. Oh, missed it. Dang. Yeah, they had that skipjack head completely crushed, and the interior is just completely gone. Catfish fever. I'm gonna say no, because the way it was hitting, it wasn't a nice. You know how a turtle will be like a more of a slow pull. They were cracking that thing pretty hard. But with that being said, it was probably like smaller channel cat. This lake is full, just full of smaller eater sized channel cat. But there is some freaking toads in here too. Every year there's some channel cat in the upper 20s caught in this lake. Grab me a bottle of water, guys. I'll be right back. Come on, kitty, kitty. Taking Brian B. Chow down on here. Just got a round cream pancake. Oh my goodness, yes. Yeah, that's the combo right there, Brian B. Woo. Yeah, I do like me some pancakes, bacon, eggs. Or else some steak and eggs. Boy, the bugs are thick tonight. All right, I'm gonna adjust this light just a little bit so you guys see these rods just a little bit better. There we go. Yeah, I know the whisker sticker is kind of hard to see. I haven't chunkified it yet. But I'll be honest, most time I usually use it just in this lake, or if I'm on the Kaskaskia River, I'll use it, or else in some of the local creeks. If I'm usually on the main river, I usually don't take it. It's just a simple fact that it's. Well, don't get wrong, it'll handle some good fish, but it just won't. That medium action rod will not handle the lead I need to throw. But that fever, yeah, there is some big old snap turtles in here. Got a lot of red turtles, red slider turtles. You will catch a lot of them, especially if you use chicken livers and stuff. But I was saying these hybrid stripers here too. Uh, them things, they love chicken livers. They absolutely love chicken livers, and you will catch them. Guys catch them quite a bit, especially on the upper end of the lake. There's a shallow flat up on the other end of the lake, and at night you'll sit there and them hybrids and move up there chasing them shad, and them locals. A lot of these locals will catch them hybrids pretty regular on chicken liver. Oh, getting a bump on that whisker secret. Just realized not my. A lot of bullheads in here too. That's one thing that'll them dadgum things that aggravate the crappy out of you some nights up here. Now this rod's getting hit, guys. But neither hit's really good though. It's just kind of both kind of tapping around on it. Just gonna fool around and get himself stuck here in a second. That's one thing I love. But it's one thing I will say. One of the big reasons I prefer the river too. I mean, you catch bigger fish, and that when they hit is usually not none of this tapping around. They usually just slam it, and you know you got them. But these channel cat, particularly in this, like even the big ones, will sit there and just kind of bump around on it and not really slam it. But except for that second fish I caught, he nailed that sucker pretty good. Yeah, he's back in that whisker seeker. He's just kind of bumping around on it. There he goes again. Got him. All right. Oh, man, got off. That fish felt like a pretty decent fish. A lot of you hit, but yeah, I had it for a second. Two in a row, y'all have lost. Dang it. You're sucking tonight, guys. That's like we're just tapping out real down on him. He actually felt like he had a little weight to him. Yeah, like I said, we just got back from Lake Mendota up here in Wisconsin. And I'm going to tell you what, y'all, them channel cat up there, when they hit, they were off to the races. I mean, you didn't have to worry about reeling down on them. They just slammed it and they hooked themselves. And I'm running a 6/0 circle hook on these things. And I honestly should probably drop down to about a 3 or 4/0. I would probably do a little better with my hookups. But I didn't bring them with me. Oh, got hit good. That one's got a body section bluegill. This got hit really good. But I've got the bait alert set on it. So that fish kept messing with early and I couldn't hook him. Skills ain't bothering me at all, not surprisingly, but got all these daggum little moths and stuff, and boy, every time you take a breath, you breathe in about half a dozen of them. Yeah, if I wouldn't have to get up so daggum early for work, I'd fish to midnight. But when I was a kid, my mom and dad, this is one of their places. This lake's been here a long time, and I remember being like 7, 8, 9 years old, 10, 12, coming out here with my mom and dad and fishing all night out here. Folks, I'm getting deep to death here. Yeah. Thing to drive me nuts. So Texas iron probably like the middle rod is probably about 5 foot of water, and these two outside rods are probably 3 to 4 foot of water. And these things are like in their pre-spawn phase right now. And they move up in a shallow bay at night. We're sitting on, and when you catch it right, oh man, you can just knock the snot out of it when you catch it right. That fish may have got that bait on that outside rod. That was just a body. Well, no, I got a tail section on that one, so that one should have been all right. Now this one was getting hit hot and heavy for a bit, and never has came back. Get it, so I may have to check that rod. I promise you, we're gonna get another fish here in a little bit. Hey Betty, how we doing? Let's see. We've been here right at a little over 2 hours, and we've got 2 channel cats so far, and we're getting a ton of hits, but they are being very light hitting. They're just picking around on it, and I've had to reel down on both the channel I caught, and the one might have been about 4 or 5 pounds maybe. Definitely not where we were catching a few days ago. But there is some big channels in this lake. Just hopefully one of them making an appearance here shortly. I hooked into one on this other rod for a little bit that felt like it had some weight to it, but it got off. And yeah, Betty, I'm in about 3 to 5 foot of water, the average where I'm fishing right now, and these dang cats sure ain't hitting like those Mendota cats where they just absolutely just slam the rod down and go. These things are more like just pecking around on it. Except for the second one I caught, he loaded up pretty good, but all right, I'm gonna check this one rod because he may have got my bait. Hey, what's going on, Lyle? Lyle, we've got 2 channels so far. 2 channel cats so far. We've had several bites already. But yeah, I was saying before got interrupted, but yeah, me and my mom and dad used to come out here when I was a little kid, and we would get out here about dark, and we would sit here all night and fish. And Dad had a big old stock tank at home full of spring water, and we bring these catfish out of here, and he'd throw them in that stock tank for a couple weeks. You know, we'd come out here on a Friday and Saturday night and just load up on Channel Cat. And back then, all my mom and dad ever used out here was BJ's stink bait. And that was their go-to. And they just used to load up on these Channel Cat out here. Well, Chrissy, get some sleep. Yeah, go get some sleep, girl. So I'm gonna give it a little while, not too much longer. Let's see. Little June bug just got me. Folks, I didn't even take a look at what time it was when I got set up out here. So I ain't got a clue, honestly, what time it is. Somebody want to throw the time up for me? Come on, kitty, kitty, kitty. I have to get one good one for, really good one before we shut this thing down. And we'll be back out of the river Saturday. Hey, what's going on, Hucket Catfish? Right here doing a little channel catfishing on one of our local lakes out here. Definitely not no Lake Mendota. 927. Thank you, Lance. Uh, yeah, they definitely know Lake Mendota, but it's got a healthy population of cat. There is some giants in here, but it's just you definitely won't catch them one right after another. Like I said, we catch a few every year out of here in the 20s, you know, like our local guys do. And I'll be honest, I don't fish the same as much as I used to. Now, even with the river being as messed up as it is right now, it's falling. If this was a Friday night, oh, I definitely would have found somewhere on that river to be fishing. It's flatty time now. I actually need to get my cooler set up for my aerator and everything and start packing some live bluegill with me when I go hit the river. I think there's one other gentleman in a boat that's he's anchored up off a point out there. And I know where he's fishing. It's actually a really good spot. It goes into another big cove. You do get a lot of guys out here that'll come out here and target these hybrid stripers at night. That's about the only time, like either early in the morning or right at daylight, you can get into them a little bit. But at night, you can come out here and get on them with a little more consistency. I hope you do, Huckett. I hope you do. Yeah, we'll be back. Our show this week, the River Rats, will be on at 2 o'clock p.m. Central Time this Saturday. Our normal time is 7, but we are going to do it at 2 o'clock from 2 to 5 because Danny Stone is fishing the gosh darn it Iron Cat Championship that night. So we're just kind of so we're not in the way of Kevin's show. We're going to fish do it from 2 to 5. And this week it will be on Jeremy DeForest on Creole Catfishing Channel. So, and the following week after that, it's either going to be on Richard Fishing Freedom Channel or mine. Like I said, we're rotating the way each weekly which channel it's on. So, but I'm not exactly positive I'll fish next. Well, I will. I'll be on the river for sure this Saturday. But the following Saturday, Chad has the Bumping for Big Uns tournament, and I will be fishing with Josh. So I'm not sure if I'm going to fish that night or not yet. But I do have some stuff going on. I may have to drop out of Chad's tournament. Not 100% sure yet. I will find out here in the next few days. We got a lot of stuff going on at work right now. So again, I come back from vacation and it was just an absolute mess. I might freshen that bait up on that middle rod. They've been chewing on that middle little section pretty good. It's pretty chewed up. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of our show is showcasing the Mississippi River. That's what it's all about. We're kind of showing what fishing the river is all about. Like Jeremy, he's from down in Louisiana. He'll be in that section of the river. I'll be up this way, right here in Missouri. And Danny and Richard will be way down the Arkansas border. In that area where they're fishing. Hopefully I can pick a fish or two up. I mean, a lot of folks bailed on me already, but I don't blame them. It was a little slow there for a bit. That is the middle of the week. I almost tried the whole TikTok live thing tonight, but like I said, I hadn't done a live on YouTube, and you guys are my first priority. Most of you guys have had my back from day one, so. Oh, that's right, just got hit. Well, that's been how they've been hitting all night. But they'll pop it 2 or 3 times, and they stop, and they'll come back, and they'll hit it. You know, I almost bought me a thing of night crawlers to with me to start stocking up on my. Gets me a few bullheads for Saturday. Usually I can get some bullheads in here in pretty short order using night crawlers. There's some big old bullheads in here too. Big old bullheads. There's a local gentleman. He comes out here, got a little, oh, it's like a little 14-foot John boat. Got like a little 15 horse Johnson on it. Oh, oh, oh. And he'll come out here in this shallow bay. He'll go up out another 60 yards up this bay where the water's only a couple foot deep. And he'll get that little John boat and he'll gun that little motor and he'll start running uh, circles. He'll run circles in that thing for a couple minutes. He'll get the water all churned up. He'll run about a 40-foot area and he'll get the water all churned up muddy. And then he'll pull off to the side and drop his anchor and he's fished for them bullheads in here. And he'll sit there and them little bullheads and big ones will come in there. That area he just churned up and he will just absolutely clean house on them. Little Tennessee hog snatcher, welcome in. Thank you. I believe you're a new one to the chat. Kind of a slow night. I had got 2 channel cats so far. I said usually I'm primarily a river guy, but being in the middle of the week, didn't really have time to get down the river and get set up. So I figured come to a local lake and harass some of these channel cats. So far we've got 2. And we were getting quite a few hits and everything, but it's been slowed down just a bit. I appreciate you coming in. Should have a good video out this week from Danny Stone was gracious enough to clip it from our premiere. I caught a 80 plus and a 50 plus blue doing that premiere, and we're gonna clip it and make a little video out of it so you guys will be able to see that. Oh, dang, baby. I'll put crap out. Get that down. Same thing as fish. Or they were doing that earlier. I set the bait collector on them. Okay, I got a fairly good sized body section on there, so I'm gonna let him run with it. Let's see if it's a good sized fish. Maybe. Whoop, I just got a ton of slack in this one, guys. tried to reel down if it. Like I said, that rod had all kinds of slack. Channel cattle are notorious for doing that. They'll pick it up and run right at you a lot of times. And there's some big old red ear in this lake, and they're actually on the beds right now. I need to take a, like I say, I need to take an afternoon, bring my kayak out here and try working on them. There's a bunch of little rock points that stick out around this lake. And then things late in, you'll get that last hour or so before dark, and you ease up there and just wear them out sometime. On ultralight, little piece of red worm, no split shot or anything, just throwing it out there and letting it sink. And yeah, the back end of this cove, I mean, this thing is just loaded with lily pads. And usually, sitting here, you'll usually hear them big, well, in another month you will, big time. You'll hear them big old bullfrogs. As soon as that river gets right, y'all, I'll be doing some all night live streams. Kind of like old Danny Stone does. Once that river gets, it'll be like a Friday night or a Saturday night, but it'll be some all night live streams once the river gets right. It's still really high, but it's falling right now. So if it keeps falling the way it's forecasted, them rock dikes should be back out of the water here in a couple of weeks. And those are like my absolute most favorite place to fish on the river, them rock dikes. But I had a really good night the weekend before last, and I was actually in a little flood, like a little backwater just off the river. The river was flooded, and ended up catching 5 or 6. I think it might have been 5 really nice blues, and of course the several hours. Yeah, the little lake is loaded with freaking snakes too. Usually, a lot of times you'll be sitting here at night, especially you get these lights going, you get all these bugs and stuff. These snakes will come up here and start chowing down on the bugs. And I had my wife out here. Yeah, it's been a couple years ago. We were sitting there fishing and had her chair set up, and she was sitting there, and she'd been sitting there for a while. So she looked down here, kind of gasped, and she started freaking out. And big old brown water snake had come up and coiled itself dang her right between her feet, and was just laying there soaking up the warmth off the rocks. Hey, Becca, how we doing? Go Rush, still in there with me? But yeah, she was freaking out, and big old brown water snake. I mean, they're not poisonous, but they are temperamental suckers, though. They can be very aggressive. I've been meaning to do a video to show people the difference between a brown water snake and a copperhead, because you get so daggone many people saying, "Oh, I've seen all these copperheads in the creek," or couldn't catch up with them. He picked it up and started running at him. Couldn't catch up with them. Got my bait too. Hate when they do that. Telling y'all, I'm gonna make a trip down and meet with you guys and get on some blues. Definitely bring it on. Bring it on. Come on down. I'll definitely. I've got a. You have to get down here for a couple, 2, 3 days or something. I have a lake that is on the Illinois side. We can definitely get your first blue out of the way. It's got a ton of them in it. I mean, you'll weed through a lot of your 2 to 5 pound range. But man, you get on a hot bite. I mean, it's one right after another. But then the river's down. We'll get you out of the main river, out on the wing dies, and get you on a big one. Lots of practice, Becca. Lots of practice. Danny knows what I'm talking about as far as the numbers of them. Okay, yeah, it's Baldwin Lake. He came over back in, oh my gosh, I guess it was January. Him, Richard from Fishing Freedom, and Steph Real Gals, Rob, Josh, the weekend angler, they all come down, and yeah, I like it is loaded to the gills with blues. Oh, oh my god, I get so mad. This thing is not hooking itself, y'all. Uh, Boy, they're hammering the crap out of it, but they are not hooking themselves. Guarantee it's probably a little couple pound fish are just doing that. I know it, Danny. I know it. That's well, heck, we're about a month and a half out from spawn right now, so it could be yeah, it could be a rough summer. That is for sure. I do believe Creole, well, in our message was saying they were some of the trout liners down in Louisiana are already getting flatheads with eggs in them. So, but you just got to just got to grind, just grind it out. And I've caught some big fish on the spawn, but man, it's far and few between. Yeah, there'll be a lot of time when the spawn gets rough. I'll switch gears and oh, that one got hit. I'll go hit the river or river to creek or something. Yeah, usually during that time frame, I'll switch gears. If the spawn bites tough, and I'll go hit some of the local creeks with some smallmouth and whatnot. Local 252, how we doing? Yeah, like I said, I'll switch the gears up and just like I said, go hit the creek, chase some largemouth, smallmouth, and some other stuff. And the old fish crane just come flying right through the edge of the screen there. I've caught fish and spawn. They would be beat up real bad from bedding. I've always worried about the eggs. Yeah, I know that's one thing too. Cause boy, it don't take long. The only good thing about time cats, so you usually got your male and your female right there. So one of them's usually right there near the nest. But yeah, it don't take long. Like especially like I've seen it so many times in the creek, particularly. You'll catch a bass or something. The minute you pull that fish off the bed, the bluegill and the minnows and stuff just swarm the nest, just swarm it. And it don't take long. So that's why I hate bed fishing, especially around here on a smallmouth. Cause we've got some nice smallmouth in these creeks, but not in like super high numbers. So I do everything I can not to mess with them during the spawn and which bass are in the beds here now. And in the creeks, they'll probably be moving up in the creeks probably another couple of weeks. They'll be on the beds in the creek, usually around Memorial Day, which is when our bass season here opens here in Missouri. And the dang, and that's when they open the season, which it never made no sense to me. But that middle rod was getting just beat the crap earlier just a while ago on a little one. I wonder if the sucker didn't get my strip my bait off that one. Later it's getting them. I'm getting more hits on the closer rods. I'm moving up shallower. So I may kind of not throw that thing out as far when I come to check the bait. I'll switch gear tomorrow night. Can't really see her. Don't. Won't be on or near the Mississippi. Oh, heck, I'm kind of curious to see what you come over there, Danny. Yeah, I'd say some of them ditches and creeks around your area probably the channel cat and the flathead would be hot. Bite should be hot and heavy right now. Yeah, I keep forgetting you always got you're always on a Jody's Flathead Challenge every Thursday night. I always try to watch a little bit, but man, like I said, I always got to get up freaking so daggum early. I'm gonna give it about another 20 minutes, and I'm gonna pack it up. Can't complain. Got a couple fish, not good as I wanted to do. I should have had several other fish, but like I said, they're just not hitting real super aggressive. Every fish I've had to reel down on them. And honestly, when they're hitting like this, you almost better off to switch over to like a J style hook and just hold the rod. And when you feel them bumping, and just rear back and pop them. Got one hitting this rod here again. Yeah, I've got a creek that's really close to here. I really wish I had good service on that thing. That thing is just full of channel cat, and there's some nice flathead in there. And it really doesn't get that much pressure at all from guys catfishing. The biggest majority of the guys bass fishing this creek. They're pan fishing, and they don't really harass that much for them cats. Y'all starting one of it ain't bullheads harassing me. Getting a real short, just small pop. Kind of like I said, kind of wonder if it ain't the old bullheads in here. Yeah, we was up there in Wisconsin. There was a channel cat up there. They was already getting ready to spawn. But with that being said, that arm we was in was only covered for the water, and it was real dark stained water. And Richard's boat was showing 80 something degrees. So it's way warmer than the entire rest of the lake. So them things are ahead of schedule. And them fish were so gosh dang scarred up. A lot of them just bloody raw. And Mr. Lyle Stokes, he actually has video of some of them catfish fighting on top of water, just straight up just fighting and brawling with each other. And him and Miss Cindy were capitalizing on. They were using floats, and boy, them catfish get it rolling. They throw a float out there, where be two or three of them fighting, and just about every time they get hit. Folks, I'm trying to get one more fish before I shut this stream down. Had that dadgum kidney stone all last week, and I was still hurting over the weekend. And today is actually the first day I've felt human in a week from that dadgum thing. And I told the wife, I said, I'm coming home when I was coming home, so I'm heading to the dang lake tonight. Oh, come on now. Sucker still messes that chunk of bluegill over there, but he won't. And I've got that piece of bait on a Santee rig. That's actually what I caught that all the that big blue on the premier of our shows on a Santee rig. I was up in that little backwater out of the current, and I was throwing that Santee, and I caught two or three fish on that thing. If I'm fishing a backwater, like if I'm not in the main river, about 90% of the time, that is what I'm gonna have on my rig is a Santee rig if I'm fishing calmer water. I need to come out here with my wife and my daughters one night and concentrate on getting a mess of these channel cats for eating. Cause most of these channel cats in here, I mean, there's some big ones in here, but there's a lot of perfect eater size in here. Come over here and rig them up with some like some dip bait or something, and let them wear them out and get some in the cooler. But I'll be back over here Saturday morning. I'm gonna catch some bluegill before we head to the river Saturday. I'm gonna try to keep a couple bluegill alive and probably maybe throw a live bluegill, depending on where I end up fishing though. Ugh, dang bug went right on my nose. Ugh. Yeah, Danny, you have to message me tomorrow during the day. Let me know what you got in mind, cause come on, here now. I know me and you was talking about the one spot. But I may be wrong, but man, I just feel like bigger blues anyway. With that river drop, they're gonna pull out of it. Now, with that being said, them channels and flats they'll be in there for sure. Yep, Creole catfish. Then, like I said, in the phone, the way we're working at Huckett Catfish, there's four of us involved in this thing. Got Danny Stone Outdoors, myself, uh, Richard Fishing Freedom, and we're rotating each week through our channel. So everybody gets the benefits and the rewards of the live stream. And so the weekend after, and probably, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be on Richard's. And then the week after that, it'll be on my channel. Then it'll roll back to Danny. And a normal time is going to be 7 o'clock, Huckett. It'll be normal time, but we're going to be doing it at 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. So Danny's got the Iron Cat tournament. He's got to fish that night. He's fishing that night. So we didn't want to get in the way of that tournament, take away from that airtime. So, but after that, it'll always be at 7. Originally, we was going to do it at 6, but with summer coming on, we thought, you know what, guys, like do it at 7. And there's no like set time, honestly, for this thing. It is scheduled like from 7 to 10, but no, I'm sorry, 7 to 9. But if we feel like it, we'll just keep fishing all night. For the iron cats have to catch catfish at least 16 inches in 4 hours, 2 hours. Oh boy. All right, you got your work cut out there. Well, that being said, Danny, maybe near the mouth of where we was talking about, if there's an area in there that might not be a bad spot there. I'll get a hold of you here in a day or so. We'll discuss some strategy for you. I'm not sure what your rod limit is, but maybe go with a little bit different mixture of baits. Of course, the old skipjack and everything, bluegill, but going to stay in the game, maybe try to target at least one rod. Try to target channel cat. Yeah, I'm ready to get on some flathead too, Huckett. Love me some flathead, boy. Blues are my favorite, but man, I do dearly love flatheads because they're just such a cool fish. Because they come in so many different color variations. Everything from mustard yellow to almost like a 3D camo to freaking almost black. From brown and black. We get a lot of the mustard yellow and the brown and black in our section of the river. But the year before last, I did catch one. Not wasn't that god awful far from where Danny's at. Thing was just coal black, just blacker than ace of spades. And of all things, I caught that one on a crankbait. 6 rod limit. All right, that definitely opens some stuff up. So I got a couple ideas. I'll get a hold of you with. We'll kind of figure out where you're fishing, and we'll kind of try to cater it to that area. I remember I was a kid. We sitting at a little rock point, just a little down there. It was me, my mom and dad, and a couple they used to fish with all the time. And the old boy dad was fishing with it. Boy, his rod goes down, and he real yanked the hook. Boy, he's fighting this thing. He's fighting it, and he told my dad, and I was like, "Oh, I got a good one. I got a good one." So, boy, you can hear it out there thrashing around and raising cane, and boy, he's reeling. And he gets the thing up next to the bank. Dad grabs the net, and the grass was kind of tall where he's at. And the thing thrashing, boy, Dad dipped the dip net in there, and all of a sudden the line goes through the dip net, and the line takes up through the dadgum grass. The guy had hooked a muskrat, a cow hooked a muskrat, and that sucker chewed right through that net and was took off running up in the grass, and finally got the thing drug back to him. Oh my God, they had a god awful mess before they finally got that thing off the hook. Sometimes Danny is all it takes. There's been a couple of tournaments I fished the same way. I was able to pull off the wind, just really just one or two fish. All it takes is everybody having a bad night. kind of like that. We fished Aaron Elliott from Catfish Regulators had a tournament last year. I mean, we fished until the wee hours of the morning, and we caught one fish. It was good enough for take second, but man, there was even Big Mike was struggling towards it. I mean, he lost 2 or 3 big fish on that thing, and Aaron's actually got another one coming up in June sometime. And it's the same principle. I think it's a boat guy and a bank guy paired up, whatever. And I'm supposed to fish that one. If I remember right, it was like the 21st or 22nd of June, so it could be that's right there around getting near the spawn, so it could be tough. And I believe his tournament is going to run from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Well, y'all, bite has definitely slowed down. I was hoping to catch one more fish for you guys before I shut this thing down, but I believe I'm going to shut her down here in about another 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to shut her down. Don't get me wrong, doing this is a blast when these channel cat are hitting, but I'd much rather be out in the river right now. Might only catch one on the river, but it could be a dandy. Yeah, next day or so, I gotta switch all my rigs up. I had them all rigged up from when we was up there in Wisconsin chasing the channel cat. I gotta get these little bitty old hooks and weights off and get my big boy hooks and weights back on. It's like when me and Rich were fishing freedom. We're Randall, how we doing, buddy? We were sitting there on the boat, using a little 5/0, 6/0, a little 5/0 circle hooks and 1 to 2 ounces of lead. It just and a little bit old piece of bait. It didn't feel right. Well, I tell you what, y'all couldn't ask for a prettier night though. Stars are out, frogs singing, crickets are singing. Just, just flat out peaceful. There'll be nights I'll get out in the river. That's before I started doing the whole YouTube thing. I'd have my lights sitting there and it'd just be dead quiet, and I'd just kill the lights. I'd just kill the lights and just sit there in the dark and just soak it all in. Most of you guys that follow the channel and everything and know me know I'm a big bow hunter too, and that's one of the things I love about bow hunting. Everything's just so peaceful and quiet, especially watching the morning in the woods, watching the woods come to start waking up. You know, all the small critters going back to bed at night, and the day shift starting to crew moving around and just some of the stuff you get to see. That, okay, yeah, that's that. I was using some of the same tackle I use for fishing in the river for them big old Mendota channel cat. Because them things are such freaking brawlers. I just pretty much changed my rigs on there, and I was using the same tackle, but now here I switched to a little lighter rods and set up because these things are such light biters. But yeah, I had the same tackle I used in the freaking river. Let's see what we got. Yes. Texas man, Gone, Missouri. Well, hey, how you doing? You're new to the chat. Thank you for coming in. And I'm really what part of Missouri? Oh, dang, is asking that gentleman. Uh, Texas man, Gone, Missouri. I am out of southeast Missouri. I'm about 70. I'm 70 miles south of St. Louis. And unfortunately, we're getting ready to shut this stream down because I've got to get up for work at 3:30 a.m. And by the time I get home, that just gives me a few hours to hit the sack. But Texas man, Gone, Missouri, man, check out the channel. And I do. I try to do live stream weekly. And we also have a show called River Rats with me, Danny Stone. There, uh, Creole Catfish Fishing Freedom, and it rotates through our channels week to week. It showcases us fishing the Mississippi River. And this week it's going to be on Creole catfishing. Jeremy DeFore, it'll be on his channel at 2 o'clock Central to 5 Central this Saturday. My normal time is 7. We had our premiere 2 weeks ago, and what a premiere it was. We had all of us fishing, and we had a few other folks across the country, and we caught a lot of really, really good fish doing that little doing our premiere. And I'll have a video probably later this week coming out showing a couple of the two of the better fish I caught during that premiere. Oh, Huck Catfish, yeah. I mean, dang, it's just nuts. I mean, the way they fought, I know like Richard, he was just kind of fishing freedom. We get up there, throw out, and boy, that first one hit. He caught. I mean, his eyes got big as saucers, and he's just like he couldn't get over how hard them daggum things were fighting. He's like, holy crap. Lynn, Missouri. Thank you. I think I know where you're at. What's going on, Alvin, buddy? Alvin, I'm just getting ready to shut this stream down here in just another minute or two. I ended up with a 2 channel cat for the evening and had several bites. I should have capitalized on, but these things were just not hitting very aggressive at all. I had to reel down on the 2 I caught just to get them to pin them. East of Jefferson City. Okay, that's why I thought it sounded familiar. Okay. that sucker worked on enough. He got my bait. All right, y'all. I'm gonna shut her down. I appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out with me tonight. And we're catch you on the next one. And don't forget to check it out on Creole Catfishing channel at 2 p.m. Central. We'll have our second show of our River Rats series. So all four of us will be fishing. Uh, Texas Man Gone Missouri. Yes, I caught two channel cat. Caught two channel cat at the first of the stream, and hooked a couple I lost. And with Texas Man, like I said, most of the time I'm usually not on a lake. Usually I'm on the Mississippi fishing. That's where I do a lot of my fishing, and we catch some freaking gollywhoppers. So our premiere, actually, I caught an 80 plus and a 50 plus on a stream. That video will be out later this week. You have to check it out. Well, guys, have a good night. Everybody be safe out there. And thanks for hanging out with me. Y'all have a good one.